Hi all, so today's video is on a real life person for a change. So this is Sue, or Sue's hand as you can see. And I'm just doing a builder in a bottle to add strength to her natural nails. And then going in with a gel polish design afterwards. So here, I've done all the prep. Beforehand I actually forgot to press record, and luckily she reminded me to actually press record for this part. So the builder I am using is the new build from the Nail Lab in nude, I do believe. So what I'm doing here is I just have next to none on my brush at all. This is sped up. So you have the tiniest bit on your brush, and after etching the nails, what I'm doing there is rubbing it in with quite a firm pressure, so it gets the gel into all the little scratches and all the nooks and crannies, and it helps the retention of the gel, so your gel isn't just floating in a layer on your nail over the scratches. It actually sinks into the scratches. It works kind of like a primer or a glue. So I've put those ones into cure, and I'm alternating the hands here, so I'm just dehydrating these ones and then following the exact same steps again. What I love about this formula is it's actually a HEMA-free one, and the brush is angled on a curve at one side, so it kind of, if you put it to one side of the nail, so the straight side would be in the middle of the nail, and then the curved side fits perfectly into the cuticle, and then you just flip the brush over to get the other side. They're really nice brushes. It's a really good formula as well. I did get some to try. I don't know whether I bought some to try or if I actually got them in a nail mail box. I got them in a nail mail box. It was the Ultimate Prep Kit one. And it was a really good formula. It lasted absolutely ages. And when I try new products like this, I tend to really push them and act kind of like a bad client would. So I will scrub and clean without gloves on. I won't cuticle oil. I won't moisturise. I will pick. I will bang. I will tap. I'll do all the bad crap just to see if it lasts, and that lasted. So I'm going in here now with a second coat. So this is still a thin coat, not as thin as the first one, but just a nice layer. And I'm just using the fine liner to tuck that into all the sides and right around the cuticle where I want it. And then I just tap a tiny bit more on and float that across and down to where I want it, just to build that tiny bit of structure. Now, it's not a lot of structure because obviously these are on her natural nails, so I don't have to worry about the structure of an extension, but it will just thicken her nails for her. And I am going in exactly the same here as well. We did end up looking through Instagram and Pinterest and some places online for designs because I couldn't quite decide what to do. And I've gotten so used to my daughter when I do hers having nudes and plainer designs. She used to be a lot more daring, and she doesn't like the glitter nails. So when Sue says, I like the glitter, it definitely threw me because I'm out of practice of playing with glitter and sparkly things. But we did have a really, really nice set in the end, even if we had a few little setbacks along the way. So I'm just going around the edges again. So if you keep this layer nice and thin, then you can move it to where you want it at your edges without worrying about it flooding your cuticles. And then as soon as you run the middle bead down for your structure, if you put that straight in the lamp, then you're not going to have to worry. Or if it's not quite as level as you would like it, you can flip the hand upside down. Make sure it's not tilted up, otherwise the product will still run into the cuticles. And then cure it. So, I have left this bit in, however this is a failed design try. So I saw an idea, I wanted to try it, and we do end up filing this off and doing something different because I hated it. But basically, you put a very, very thin layer of cat eye gel down. And it's very, very thin because I'm using it as a glue and I'm sticking iridescent stars onto it. And the idea is you cure that and then you put another thin layer over, but magnetize the next layer. And it should obviously move the sparkles to where you want them, but you should still get flashes of the stars from underneath the colour gel. So it's kind of like, I don't know, layered in between, kind of, I don't even know how to explain it. Kind of something, but definitely not the something that happened. So we do the one hand, we cure them, and then I decide they're goddamn awful and ugly. So we do end up e-filing them off. And bless her heart for having so much damn patience with me, because I was not on my game, let's put it that way. So, yes. And then, because I had tucked the gel in all nicely with my fine liner, and got it right up to the cuticles and right onto the side walls, that also meant when I e-filed the gel off, being very careful not to destroy the builder gel I'd put on, I couldn't get it out of all the grooves and all the tiny little corners. So the finished set still ends up being in the blue shade, so you don't really notice the bits that I could not get rid of, but turn out a lot nicer. So this is the part where I am magnetising because I have cured the other layer. There is obviously a lot of cuts to this video because I have got it down to just over 20 minutes, when in reality it took me almost 3 hours because I was waffling and faffing and then screwing up. So I think I'll leave it just showing you finishing this hand. And then it will jump straight back to me doing the other hand in the new design. The fine liner is a good idea with any gel polish, although I would do it on your first coat and not on your second coat. So if you put like a thin layer of your first layer of gel polish down, then fine line that, then cure, then put your second coat on, it stops you having the tiny gaps near the cuticles. Okay, so this is the second hand. I already redesigned the other hand off camera, completely forgetting to set play record. So we're recording this hand. So this is, I don't have it to hand, but I'll link it in the description box, but this is a gel polish by Nailmate, and it is a beautiful shimmery, I don't know whether it's a navy or a royal blue. This isn't one of their HEMA-free ones, but it's a very well staying polish, and I absolutely love the tiny fat brush. It's just a perfect nail brush. So I'm going to do a base layer of this, just a very thin one, because I just want it as a background colour. So I will put that on and I will cure that. Oh, I sped this bit up just so it zips quicker and I wasn't cutting too much out. I did actually buy this colour for a completely different design, and then I never actually got on with the design. It was a background colour for a set I'd seen by Dorota Palika, and she'd used a navy sparkle one like this, and then she had one stroked flowers over the top of it in shades of blue and white, and it looked absolutely stunning. Never did get around to trying to do it. So before this cures, so while the polish is still wet, I am tapping in blue tinted flakies. You can put as many or as little on. I've made a mix of big chunks and then just little sparkle bits. So she gets her sparkle from the base gel polish, from this, and then from the few bits I'm going to layer over it. Now, in two of the previous nail mail boxes, I got a lot of Hona products. So I have a couple of the art paints, which is the little black box you can see on the left hand side of the screen. So I end up using a teal one, which I think actually is called Teal, and a really, really sparkly one called, I'm going to say it's called Prank Call, but if I am wrong, I will write that in the description box, because I am sat snuggled up on the couch with Chip, and he's quiet because he's asleep, and if I get up, he's not going to be quiet. And I do use those over the top as well. So it ends up kind of being like a celestial nail. I could have maybe done with cutting that bit and then fast forwarding that bit as well. So I just add a few more flakes and then these will go into cure. So these have cured. And I have picked up Prank Call. This is this beautiful shimmery one. And I'm not painting full coats on. It is just random splats and dabs. Just to add shimmer. Some of it is over the flakies, some of it's around the flakies, but it's so you get different depths of colours. So when you move the hand, you'll get flashes from the flakies, you'll get flashes from this, and you'll get the slight shimmer from the base polish. It just creates a lot of depth. And I do that to all of the nails. And somewhere around there I've picked up the teal. That doesn't show up as well on the camera, but I am blobbing bits of the teal on there. I am matte top coating because I plan to chrome, and chrome does not stick to the matte top coat. That is my favourite nail mate one. It's the ultimate one. Fantastic for chrome. It does not stick whatsoever. But since I had already had multiple mess ups on this day, I decided to buff it over as well. And plus it smoothed out any rough edges from layering the gels as well, so it made the nails nice and flush. So I don't wipe over with anything after that, I just dust. And I am just going in with a non-tacky black gel paint, which is the CJP one that I normally use for when I'm doing chromes. Because it is a darker base anyway, realistically, if you don't have a black gel paint, you could actually just draw on the shapes with a top coat and a non-wipe top coat. You would have to cure after each detail, unlike at the moment where I just run straight through because it's a gel paint. It isn't going to self-level and it's not going to move. But you could draw your design on with a top coat, then cure and then chrome, and it will work the same way because the background is a darker background. So I do the thumb and the middle finger with the moons, and the rest are differing amounts of stars and then little dots to act as tiny stars. And once I've done that, I will give it a full 60-second cure. Because it is a thicker gel paint, you're better off not flash curing. You are better off just curing right the way through, and it prevents it curing on the top and then remaining fluid underneath. With the gel polish, it is easy to tell when it is undercured because you will get the wrinkling. But with the gel paint, not always so much. It can quite often look cured when it actually isn't. So the dotting tools I'm using there, the solid metal ones, are the ones I got off Temu. So instead of the metal ends and the plastic middles, these are the ones that are solid metal all the way along, so they can go into autoclaves to be sterilised properly without worrying about rust or harbouring any bacteria or anything. Shh. Guess who woke up? And another moon for the thumb. So after this one, it all goes into cure. Okay, and now for the chromes. So I have two chromes. I have a holographic silver one, which is what I am putting on the moon. But it was being a bit of a jerk and not actually chroming very well. So I ended up mixing that with a silver one. The silver one was taking well, it was staying. The holographic one, not so much. I'm not sure, I don't think it's as fine as it could do with being. And that one went out of the camera. I missed that completely when I was editing, and now I'm voicing over. It's a little late to change that. So it's getting left in. And then that is that for that one. That just needs top coating now. And this is another one of Nailmate's top coats. It's in the same shape bottle as the Ultimate Matte one, so I think it's like an Ultimate Shine one. But again, I will link that in the description box, just in case I am wrong. So thank you all very much for bearing with me, listening to me ramble and watching to the end. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And check out the description box for the products I've used, and if I can, I will link some for you as well. And there's all the flashes of all the different sparkles. Thanks for watching.